Welcome to West Shore Unlimited, where today we're thrilled to be here at Metchosin Day.
Over our first season here on West Shore Unlimited, we've now visited all 5 municipalities on the West Shore.
And this is my hometown. And we thought, what better way to experience all that Metchosin has to offer, but by coming down here and experiencing Metchosin Day.
Our show is dependent on support from the community, and today we are elated to announce our first new community partner for the show, Cherish Community Living.
A major part of the growth in the West Shore is because of the influx of seniors that we've seen over the recent years. They are drawn here to the many amenities that we have to offer. Cherish Community Living is about to embark on an exciting new project, a seniors resident. Let's learn a little bit more about a partnership they formed that will benefit the lives of many people.
My name is Philip Washeim. I'm pastor of Redeemer Lutheran Church in Langford. We're a Lutheran congregation of Lutheran Church Canada. And in about 2004, we realized that our building was getting fairly run down, and we wanted to make sure that we had a building here for future generations that could serve in the community out here. We had single pane windows. Insulation wasn't exactly on the priority list as far as R factors and things like that. So heating bills and things like that were actually getting quite costly. We had carpenter ants and things like that in the building as well. The exterior of the building, wood, with moisture and things like that, was starting to rot. We had to replace our ceiling or our roofs and things like that as well. So we felt that it was much more prudent to actually look at replacing the whole building rather than patch jobs along the way. About 5 years down the road, we were still trying to find something, and a friend of my wife's had been working with another parish with Mickey Fleming to build a seniors housing project with their congregation. And so I asked them about that, and they passed Mickey's card on to me and presented that to the congregation. They said, go ahead and check it out with her. And I went and talked with her one day, and she was very excited about the potential of working with our congregation, partnering together to build a new church and a seniors housing complex.
I had done some volunteer work with a different congregation who in fact was talking with the Redeemer congregation, and they were wanting to do something in the community. They were looking for sustainability for themselves, and in working through this and listening to what their requirements are, it became apparent to me that we could provide them with a new church plus a relationship going forward that ensured their long-term sustainability through cooperation, and the location is phenomenal for a seniors residence.
For us, it gives us the opportunity to reach out again to a larger group or more people, as well as a new building, which will then, under today's standards, hopefully last a lot longer than what we have had.
I think it's going to be fantastic. The building will be 130 rental units, very much like the Alexander Mackie. In addition to that, the building itself will house a new church for the Redeemer Lutheran congregation. It will be a beautiful facility with finishes comparable to that of the retirement residence, about 9,000 square feet. In addition, we'll have 39 condominiums. Our condominiums will not have an age restriction on them, so if you have an aging couple with a dependent adult child, those are people that we will welcome.
The staff at Alexander Mackie have bent over backwards to help us out. They provided us with a small office here for myself, a room to worship in, and they've been they've bent over backwards actually and been very kind to us. And
the Alexander Mackie is a coming together of many people. This project was supported by the City of Langford right out of the gate. The Langford Legion has been behind us the whole way, and our company really saw an opportunity to bring something special to seniors on the West Shore. When we started out, as a good business person, I spoke to over 400 potential clients, and they told me what they liked and didn't like about the industry. And they're pretty straightforward at that age. They don't mince words. And so we developed a business model quite unique in the industry, whereby our residents are in fact our customers, and we treat them that way. Our occupancy speaks to that. We're just under 100%, and we've been there for at least a year now. The Legion has played an incredible role in this, in that they've supported us, and in fact Langford's affordable housing program is part of why we're here today. The Mayor and Council of Langford waived all of our development cost charges, approximately $2.2 million, in exchange for the society that I work for, the Western Community Seniors Low Cost Housing Society, ensuring rents were 85% of market value. Overall, who wins? Our seniors.
Welcome to Metchosin Day, where for one day a year, Metchosin doubles its population. It is estimated that 5,000 people visit these grounds to see what there is to offer in regards to stuff for kids, for families, for pets. You will find crafts, food, lots of food. It actually starts first thing in the morning with a pancake breakfast hosted by the Scouts. Later on in the evening, you will find the lamb and salmon barbecue, which starts at about 5 o'clock in the morning when the lambs go up to be barbecued. This will actually be my first year in 13 years that I have not been able to help serve dinner. Let's go check out some of the highlights here at Metchosin Day.
My name is Stephanie Dunlop, and I am the Fire Chief of the Metchosin Fire Department. I'm also the Emergency Management Coordinator for the District of Metchosin. So our emergency program has put together a post-earthquake house, and it's to represent a house that has been through a 7 to 8 earthquake. And so we've just kind of built a little house and shook it up. Due to the fact that we live right on a fault, the Cascadia fault, that we're in high readiness for an earthquake at any point in time. So we're just trying to get that education out there and also encourage families and organizations to register for Shakeout BC, which is a province-wide earthquake drill that's going to be happening on October 18th at 10:18.
Well, my name is Art Archer. I'm with the Malahat Marauders, which is a division of Victoria Fish and Game, and we like to shoot black powder muzzle-loading firearms. Most of them are muzzle loaders, as you can see. We do have the odd black powder cartridge, but basically we shoot muzzle loaders. We run one rendezvous. Well, actually we run two rendezvous now. One at Easter time, it's about 3 days long, and one on the long weekend in September, which is another 3 to 4 days long. Most of our targets are either steel or paper. We don't run out and kill animals deliberately, but we have competitions with shooting with paper, steel targets, and all sorts of fun stuff like cut the card, drive the tack, try to light a match with the bullet, and it gets a little exciting, and the accuracy is actually quite well.
Yeah, my name is Deirdre Chetelborough, and this is the Metchosin Pet Show. It's an annual show. I'm filling in for our regular judge who has to be away, but we have some wonderful volunteer judges, and as you see, some wonderful pets. And so the idea is that the judges go and speak with all the owners of the pets, and everyone is a winner. And then we have best in show and some reserve prizes as well.
Here's what's up with your West Shore Community Calendar. Bulldog Green Recycling Depot, Belmont Secondary, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., November 10th. Wandafuka Arts and Crafts Guild is celebrating its 35th Christmas Craft Fair and Holiday Gifts Galore. It's at St. Joseph's Church on Burnside and Mackenzie, November 10th and 11th. Don't forget to honor our veterans on Remembrance Day in Veterans Memorial Park, November 11th. Come mix it up. West Shore Chamber of Commerce Mixer, Langford Lanes, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., Wednesday, November 12th. West Shore Christmas Wonderland Craft Fair, Eagle Ridge Community Center, November 16th to the 18th.
West Shore Unlimited, proud community partners with Cherish Community Living. Life your way. Check out cherishliving.ca.
Have you ever wondered what Metchosin stands for? Well, it actually means Land of the Stinking Fish. So, next question, why would people want to go on the Stinking Fish tour? Well, we're going to show you. It travels around Metchosin and East Sauk and takes you to some fantastic galleries and artistry that you will see nowhere else. Included in this tour is now the newly opened and renovated Metchosin Arts Gallery. Let's go have a look.
Our first stop today on the Stinking Fish Tour is at Chosen Pottery, and with us today is Judy DeYow, the coordinator of the Stinking Fish Tour. Can you tell me a little bit about what the Stinking Fish Tour is and what people can see and do if they come out here to Metchosin and East Sauk and check it out?
Okay, the Stinking Fish Studio Tour has been running for 12 years, and it has a wide variety of artists, so people are able to see woodworking such as marquetry or wood turning furniture, several potters, several jewelers doing sterling silver, chain mail, beaded jewelry. There's fiber artists, there's printmakers, there's painters. It's quite a wide range of work.
Why don't you tell people a little bit about your operation here and what you guys do?
Well, my husband Robin Hopper and myself, we've had Chosen Pottery for over 30 years. We work in a high fire porcelain, so it's a very fine clay, it's a very white clay. So there's a huge variety of styles. We also have the sterling silver jewelry of my daughter Morgan Saddington, and we also have her daughter who's 10 and doing pottery also.
Lately, the most recent work that I've been doing is the glazed paintings, which are very rare and unusual. I'm one of the only people that actually do that around the world. And I'm using a super fine, almost porcelain-like tile to work on and do layers of glazes on top of them, and they're fired in different ways. I started off life as a painter, printmaker, and this is as near as I can get to painting and printmaking, but still in a ceramic world.
By living in these communities, they are very open to the arts. They don't have a lot of heavy bylaws that prevent you from having home-based businesses, which is what an artist needs. You know, you like to bring the people to your space to see your work. They're just very conducive to supporting the arts.
Okay, Judy, thanks so much for this. We're looking forward to getting out and hitting the streets and checking out some of the fantastic spots along the way on the Stinking Fish Tour.
Okay, thank you.
Judy, can you tell us where we're heading right now?
Well, we're going to head up to the Metchosin Art Center, where there are 4 artist studios and also the new Metchosin Art Gallery.
Inside the Metchosin Arts and Cultural Center, you'll come into some fantastic studios, and here with me is Leslie Graham Foreman, and she is the founder and you run Touchstone Studios. Leslie, can you tell me a little bit about the work you do here?
I'd be delighted. I feel very privileged to be working with the stone. I don't have formal training, but I'm very clearly guided by the stone. So I follow the stone, and it's a step-by-step process for me. This piece is soapstone, and when I touched it and looked at it, I knew it was a grizzly bear. And so I just start carving, and I do one little section at a time, and it just unfolds. And if I'm not sure, I just have to wait a few minutes, sit with the stone, and it gives me a lot of clear guidance as to what the next step is. So it's fun.
Another feature artist here at the Metchosin Arts and Cultural Center is Cheryl Taves. Cheryl, you've got 3 types of artwork here on display. Can you tell us what you do here?
I do a few different things. Predominantly I work on panel. I'm mounting paper onto the surface of the panel, and there's a few works behind me here. What I actually love about paper is its absorbent quality, and I sand into that surface and scratch into that surface with various tools. So I really work the surface of my panel by mounting the paper on it, back and forth with paint and sanding and that kind of thing. The other way that I work is on Mylar, and Mylar's a polymer paper. It's a plasticized paper. I have an example of it here. It's frosted and it's translucent, so it actually allows for light to transfer through the surface. So I paint on it with oil paint, and I draw with graphite and charcoal. And then I mount it onto white paper, and that really pushes light through and allows the oil paints to really glow and kind of gives a backlit effect to the work. And then the third way that I work is printmaking. I make monotypes, and they're done by creating an image on a plate and then transferring that image to paper under pressure through an etching press. So I have various options here of ways of working in mediums that I enjoy. So, and they kind of inform each other and cross-pollinate, and I'll find that my printmaking is showing up, techniques that I use in my prints are showing up in my Mylar work and vice versa. So it's nice to have different ways of working because I never get bored.
We are in the studio of Detlef Grundmann and Charina Loggia. Thanks for joining us today and having us in your studio. We'll start on this first table here. It's a collaborative piece. Can you tell me a little bit about the work that you do and this table that you've done together?
Well, my woodworking is a fairly traditional joinery with local woods, very fine finishing. I like adding natural edges and parts of the natural wood, unlike commercial furniture, which tends to be fairly rote made and not very interesting. And we decided to put our work together in this table.
These are actually plates. They're steel plates with a polymer on the surface with the image etched on it. And so these are the surfaces that I use to begin my work. If you see around the studio, the final prints are usually on paper. But in this case, we decided that the actual plates had a real beauty of their own, and they would suit the wood really well. And so we wanted to do a collaborative piece, and we just decided this would be a really nice one. And we both have a similar aesthetic, and we both love Asian design. And so we decided on this console table to work together with these three pieces that have very Asian-influenced imagery into it. And I think the result is quite stunning, actually. I'm quite pleased with it.
We are now in the amazing studio of Jennifer Kavari of what was once your barn loft.
Yeah.
Jennifer, can you tell me a little bit about the materials that you're using in your artwork?
Well, as I've developed my own style in 2005, I was very traditional and I was using a lot of cracked pottery, for example, and I just thought that it was not inspirational for me and it kind of fell flat. So after observing our peacock on the farm and feathers and how beautiful they are, I decided to start adding layers below the glass. And then by adding recycled objects as much as possible, bringing it all together, and it's sort of a combination of mosaic and mixed media, and it's just so rewarding to take bits and pieces of recycled material and put it all together, and it creates a whole nother story.
Judy, thank you so much for taking us around town here.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Now, there's a few other things that people can see and do if they haven't been able to get out onto the tour this year. Do you want to let people know what's coming up here this fall?
We're going to have a group show in the month of November in the new Metchosin Art Gallery here at the Metchosin Arts and Culture Center. And at the same time that the exhibition is on, there will be several evenings where some of our artists will be speaking at the Metchosin Community House. So you just check out our website, stinkingfishstudiotour.com, and all that information will be up there. The exact dates, the opening date of the exhibition, and the individual artists who are speaking at the community house.
Well, definitely look forward to checking that out, and a special thanks to LA Limo for taking us around Metchosin here today, and to you for being our gracious host. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
West Shore Unlimited, proud community partners with Cherish Community Living. Life your way. Check out cherishliving.ca.
Our community correspondent is here bringing us stories from Metchosin Day. He caught up with Mayor John Rands to learn a little bit more about Metchosin.
Mayor Rands, thanks for having us out here today. It's been a wonderful time so far.
Yes, sir.
If people haven't been out to Metchosin, can you paint a little picture about what you guys are all about?
Well, we are a truly rural community. We're all large lot sizes, farms. We have no real urban core, no stoplights, no curbs and gutters, just a straight rural community.
So how can Metchosin keep that rural identity?
Very easy. When we first started, when I was first elected in '87, it was kind of a 50-50 proposition. But as time has gone on, people see what a wonderful lifestyle we have here. They move out and they become firmly committed in retaining that lifestyle.
We've been exploring Metchosin over the past few weeks, and we've come across some amazing artists and musicians and people in your community. What do you think draws so many inspiring people to Metchosin?
Well, I think it's the lifestyle. This is an entirely different lifestyle than you would find in an urban area, where it's a place, and it's been described to me as a place where your neighbor is 7 miles away. You know, we have one school, people all come to know one another, they support one another, and it is really a unique lifestyle, far different than you'll find anywhere else.
This past summer, the West Shore hosted some fantastic events, from Rock the Shores to the Pacific Tattoo, where you could find local and international performers gathering in one location. There were thousands of people that were there to see it. Let's go check it out.
Hi, I'm Chris Schill. I was really excited when I was asked to cover the Pacific Tattoo event here at Bear Mountain Arena. Obviously, I'm no stranger to tattoos. However, as I began to research this story, I quickly realized we weren't talking about the permanent painful type of tattoos. The Pacific Tattoo event is a demonstration of precision military drumming, piping, or musical expertise. The pipers are piping, and the crowds here at Bear Mountain Arena are loving it.
The word comes from tattoo. Basically, they used to send drummers down the streets and drumming their drums and everything. And that was an indication for bartenders, bar owners, to turn off the taps. And also was a cue for all the soldiers to return to barracks.
I'm also a bartender. I'd love to have somebody drumming to get people out of my bar. We were lucky enough to catch up with Dr. Kenneth Wilson as he was relaxing with his clan before the performance. He is currently a guest piper for the Canadian Scottish Regiment Pipe and Drums.
Well, this is part of Scottish culture. This goes back many centuries. And coming from Edinburgh, one of my warmest memories is attending the Edinburgh Military Tattoo. In fact, the last time I was at the tattoo, I was hosting a Canadian visitor who was on a sabbatical in Scotland. And I took him to the British Open Golf and the Edinburgh Military Tattoo. And it's such a spectacular experience out there in the dark up on the Castle Esplanade with the floodlights and the culminating in the Lone Piper up on the ramparts. It's just that it gives me goose pimples just thinking about it.
If you would like more information on this event or any upcoming events, you can go to www.pacifictattoo.ca.
So as you can see, no one's leaving the first Pacific Tattoo event with any new ink, but they are leaving excited for the second annual Pacific Tattoo event right here in the West Shore next year. For West Shore Unlimited, I'm Chris Schill.
West Shore Unlimited, proud community partners with Cherish Community Living. Life your way. Check out cherishliving.ca.
Here's what's up with your West Shore community calendar. Fire up your holiday spirit with Christmas Light Up and Craft Fair at Veterans Memorial Park, December 1st. Join us for the West Shore Chamber of Commerce Holiday Mixer at Hatley Castle, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Wednesday, December 5th. Members are free and guests are $15. Bulldog Green Recycling Depot at Belmont Secondary, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on December 8th. Fun for the whole family at the Fire Truck Parade and Christmas in City Center Park. City Center Park, December 16th. This has been your West Shore Unlimited Community Calendar.
If you have an event for our community calendar that you'd like us to know about, send it our way. Now, let's get back out here and see some of the highlights from today's festivities, shall we?
We get here at 6 in the morning, get the fire on and started, go collect the lambs that are already on the racks, bring them back and try to have them on a hot fire by 7 and let it cook for 9 hours so it's ready by 4:30 for the salmon and lamb barbecue.
The lamb used here is local. It's all Metchosin based, and this year it's from Still Meadow Farms on Woody Beach Road.
Well, my job is actually eating, right, which is I'm always good at, so that's a really good apple pie. So we have all the pies and cakes, different categories. We taste them, we look at them, we cut them, judge all sorts of aspects, add it all up and hand out the prizes, but I get to sample every one. As long as the winners are happy and everybody has come to a good consensus.
I belong to West Shore Seniors Service. It's a group of professionals and we came together because we all serve seniors. So this is an awareness that we are in the West Shore because everybody thinks they have to go downtown for our services.
West Shore Unlimited, proud community partners with Cherish Community Living. Life your way. Check out cherishliving.ca.
This is the final show of the year, and we'd like to thank all the volunteers and members of the community who made this 1 year special to us and possible.
Today here at Metchosin Day, it really does capture why it's so great to live here on the West Shore. The feedback we've received from you has been tremendous and has helped us shape the show. If you like what you've seen, please check out our website.
There you will find all the past shows and other stories online. And you can also send us your story ideas.
And we look forward to being back together soon, sharing the West Shore with you.